Hello, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Y'all, I don't even know what day it is. I don't even know what day it is. It's been a long day. Oh, I found a mug. Sorry, I'm making coffee. Perfect. It's perfect. Let me get a pod. Hello, everyone. I know some of you guys are going to be on the replay. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everything works. I've been having problems trying to go live for like 5 minutes. What's up with Facebook? Hello, everyone. We're brewing coffee. I just got home from the hospital visiting my grandma. If you're on the replay, you can always skip through all the things. You can always skip ahead. Hello, everyone. Y'all, I have seriously feel like I have been MIA. But my life has been extremely busy. You should see my yard. Sorry, I gotta fill up my coffee thing. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. April drove. Okay, so if you guys do not know, my sister's name's April. She stays with us. She's going on May 21st is her 2 years in recovery. She's doing a phenomenal job with her life. So she got her driver's license back. I don't even remember when. Don't ask me because I don't remember. But it was, recently. It was like this past year. She got her driver's license back. And so she drives me to work. I have my own driver. Not really. She has to learn her surroundings and like to navigate herself. And I got funny stories, y'all. Hey, April, can I tell them the story? Like your navigation story? I just want to ask, like, I don't want to disclose things that like she would not feel comfortable with. Y'all are probably going to laugh, but listen, it's a good laughter. We're not like laughing at her. We're laughing with her. She's laughing back there in her room. Sorry, I'm making some coffee. We're going to do, let me show you. On my door, this is what a hot mess my life is right this second. Okay, let me just show y'all. We have Valentine's on the door and Easter on the floor. Okay? We need to fix that. Okay, we need to make the door match the floor. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna paint a happy Easter sign while we chit chat, because that's the energy I can give it right now. But I really enjoy painting, and I know you're laughing. I really enjoy painting. Oh shoot! I left my straw. My straw, y'all. This is a spoon, clearly not a straw. I left the spoon in my cup. Goodness gracious. You got your coffee too? High five, girl. High five to you. So probably going to do a lot of chatty time. Periodically we will do crafty time. But we're going to use markers and paint, like a mix of markers and paint for this one. And I'll show you what it is. Oh, there's a weird shadow. As you see, I've not been given much energy to my hair because every day I have braided it and put a hat over it. Okay, because I'm really just done. Okay. We're doing a happy Easter egg. It's a really cute pattern on there, and it's going to go on my door. Hello, everyone. Have you heard anything about the Harmony Montgomery trial? No, I am behind on any trial, anything, okay? No. You got your 11 kits today, Marsha. I'm so glad to hear that. Girl, I hope you have the best time doing all the things. And if you're missing anything, please let me know. Lynn, you are the best. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate you. You are literally, like, you show up all the time. And I just cannot say that I appreciate you enough. Y'all, I'm having like the most overwhelming time, and a number of things. Okay. First of all, another disclosure. Okay. If you are on the replay, you can skip ahead. You don't have to listen to the conversations. You don't have to but sometimes we like to visit, chit chat, live life, talk about life. And I try to do that in a respectful way. But while also trying to add humor to the mix. I always feel like there has to be some sort of upside to things, even though things are just not always the happiest. And so we all have problems. We all have things going on in life. And it's like, girl, I tried to escape my own life. I understand, but I'm trying to find humorous ways to incorporate that into the brighter side. Okay. So, we were just talking about this in the car, on the way home from the hospital today. Lots of counseling and lots of therapy. All those things give you good tools to help you cope and rationalize and adapt to things that you cannot control. Okay. So, just a little backstory about me. I have a hard time not being in control. I like to organize the things, delegate the things, handle the things, because I feel like I'm going to go the extra mile. I feel like I'm the extra mile girl. So I'm naturally a take charge person. And sometimes I just can't take charge because that's not real. Okay. So we have to, rationalize the reality of things, because stress and all the things will get us in an uproar. So, obviously some of you guys heard, we were talking, last night when Ava was crafting her super cute unicorn. Y'all, she was in rare form last night. I was like, I love you, but you need to go home. I was like, I love you, but, anyways, so my grandma's in the hospital. She fell on Saturday morning. We went to the hospital Saturday evening. She was talking, she was joking. And when I say joking, my grandma has we all have our own personalities, right? So she was not very happy that she was in the hospital. So she fell and she has a huge, her skin is peeled off of her arm. Okay. It's peeled back. They've got it wrapped up, all the stuff. So she fell in the back, either coming or going. I feel like she felt going out of the bathroom because her head was outside while the rest of her body was in the doorway. So it was she was a split situation. She did her little life alert thing. It was early. It was before 6 a.m. I got a phone call from the life alert people. And, I was like, why are you not calling my dad? My grandma doesn't have a very loud voice, and he's in one, it's kind of like our house. I would not hear April in her room, and she probably would not hear me. It's just and it is what it is. So he had to get a new phone. So they keep calling my phone, and I finally was like, you need to give them your new phone number. So nevertheless, we're going to take care of that. So he goes in there, and paramedics are there. She fractured her pelvis in 2 places. She's got the little gash on her arm. And so she goes to the hospital, and so we get there and we're visiting. They had brought her lunch. She was raving about the barbecue. She was absolutely in love with the collard greens. And then she was very joyful about the cake. And so about an hour had passed by. We're sitting there, we're talking, and just out of nowhere, she was I said, well, so, well, you look good, Grandma. And she was like, well, I didn't get a chance to fix my hair. So that's her humorous side of the upside of things is she was making note of she did. And we were like, Grandma, you look amazing. You look fantastic. Your hair looks great. We left, we go home. Before we leave, they bring her dinner. Let me tell you how much she was absolutely in love with the pasta and the spaghetti sauce and the broccoli. She was down in all those things. And they brought her cheesecake. Okay. So she's eaten her dinner. She's had her, she is living in luxury at this point at the hospital in recovery. I don't know how all of this stuff works because I'm not a doctor, but it's like, I feel like sometimes maybe the adrenaline wears off. I feel like your body starts to like relax, and then it goes into what the next mode of like whatever feature that is. And then over the night, the next morning, she was unresponsive. She's got a great big bruise where they were trying to, make her alert. And now she's not communicating. She's not it's very difficult. It's very difficult. We learned from one of the nurses today about hospital delirium. Did not know that that was a thing. So we Googled that on the way home. What is hospital delirium? Apparently that's a thing that, I believe the article said 80% of people who go into the intensive care unit suffer from hospital delirium. And a third of all people that go through any sort of hospital visit also suffer from hospital delirium. Didn't know that was even a thing till this nurse had talked about it. They put in a feeding tube today. There's just so much going on. There's so much going on. And so then you have like the unexpected stuff that happens in your life. And then you have like the other things that happen in your life, like the other activities and daily things going on. Like, I don't know, work. My husband still has to go to work. Like we failed our inspection today for the shed. So I scheduled the inspection over the weekend and they were coming today. They basically said in the notes, not a time, sometime throughout the day, we will arrive at your home. So I was home all day, waiting on the inspector to come, along with waiting on updates for my grandma. Then we've waited and waited and waited since our pool was put in. We were like, okay, come spring, we're going to finally get our landscaping done. That did not get done. We built our house. So that was on the schedule. And you know how that is in the spring because you got to work around the rain. You got to work in between the dry spots and lining up. We've had 8 trucks of dirt come in today. We had several crew, so you've got inspections, you've got the landscaping, we've got got to go see my grandma, got to work, do my job. And then life, so it's I know how much, if I feel sometimes overwhelmed, that sometimes you guys probably also may not have the same things going on, but you also experience overwhelm. And it's the stress, it's the burden, there's not enough time in the day, it's the exhaustion, it's the mental drain, it's just all of the things. And how do you cope with them? And I was telling April today that the way that I personally cope with things like this is what can I do? What control do I have? I have to have the inspection done. Even though we failed, they still had to come and tell us, you failed. We have to take the time and have this yard project done. We can put it off, which I have put it off. It seems like sometimes in our lives, there's not a convenient time for anything. Am I right? It seems like when it's really convenient, there's really nothing to do. And then when it's so inconvenient, there's everything to do. And part of the controlling the overwhelming stress of things is you have to accept the things that you have absolutely no control over. There is nothing I can do to change my grandma's situation. I have nothing that I can absolutely do that's going to change a single thing. I can go visit, I can be there, but at the end of the day, there are people far more qualified than I am, and she is in the best place that she needs to be. And I have to realize that. She's almost 90 years old. Things happen. And so, what can you do? Work yourself up, give yourself ulcers and stress yourself out and give yourself anxiety? I can't. So it's we pulled out the 4-wheelers today. We got all this time, but I can't leave. I can't leave. I can't leave. I can't go anywhere. I got to be here. You know what? Let's get the four-wheelers out. Let's ride around. Let's go enjoy some of our time, even though there's other things going on around us. It is okay to give your self permission to live your life, even though there are storms happening around you. And that is the thing that I've had to tell myself, is that the expectations of other people are not my concern. They're not. They're not my concern. I am private, have my own time of like, whether it's sadness or like just dealing with things. And, you know, no one's just going to come on the internet and be like, I just want to cry for like bazillion, you know, minutes while I impede my things into your time. That's not what we're here for. So how can I use life that we're all going through as a positive thing to talk about? And so, y'all, life is hard. Number one, we're still dealing with the fact that it is cold, winterish. It was 63 degrees today, but it's going to be 37 tonight. So it's just like a frigid reminder that it's not quite spring. Our pool is 52 degrees. Another reminder that it's not summer yet. None of these things I can control. I can't make it be my happy time of year. I can't. And that just goes to show that we're going to go through the ups and downs of life. And some of you guys listening are like, girl, I know all the things you're saying. And some of y'all are like, I needed a reminder. I need a reminder that I'm getting in a funk, because that's typically what happens in the winter months. And I'm here to tell you to pick yourself back up, okay? Because I'm telling you, while people may think that my life just looks magical, I read all the things, you're just so blessed and you have all these, stuff is irrelevant, okay? Something else April and I were talking about today, I was like, people can have all the stuff, all the fancy things, all the awesome stuff, and stuff don't change anything. You can have everything you possibly can dream of and still have struggles in life and be unhappy, be sad, go through things, go through challenges, feel like you don't have any control, feel overwhelmed. Your proximity to things changes none of that. None of those things. The size of my land and house does not change the fact that my grandmother's in the hospital. Those are the reality checks. And we lose sight of that stuff. Just because we have what looks like fantastic, things does not mean that we are just free from problems, free from challenges, free from overwhelm, And so it's like, we need to get back to the center of like, what can I control? What do I need to give my energy to? And how can I move forward? So I'm going to sip my coffee. And I'm probably going to try to have a conversation with you guys, and while still trying to respect other people's like medical life and their life. Sometimes I can overshare, and I really don't want to overshare, but I know that you guys are genuine. I don't want to say some. If you're listening to this and you are human, God tells us that we're supposed to be brothers and sisters in Christ. Don't mean you got to like me. Don't mean you got to follow me. It just means that we're supposed to pray for one another. And you don't even have to be friends with someone you pray with or for. And it's just the humanity. So I know that knowing some details on how to pray for someone can be very helpful, but we also know that God knows all. He sees all. And so he's very aware. He's very, very aware of what's going on. And so he knows. And I just want you guys to keep her in your thoughts and prayers. My dad, he's an only child. He doesn't have siblings. Not with his mother, not with his mom, my grandma. He doesn't have siblings with her, His biological father had other children that he just, found because of social media that he had other siblings that we were able to get the opportunity to meet several years ago. But it's not like they grew up together and have like this, super close relationship. So my dad's an only child. My grandpa passed away several years ago. So he doesn't have any siblings. He only has daughters, and then, our spouses, and then our children and things like that. So he's been caring for her, and y'all, caring for someone who's older is very difficult. And I know that some of you guys are older, and I certainly do not want to offend anyone when saying those things, but it's like, it's the stages of life. Like, I'm not caring for my dad, and right now he's caring for his mom. So I can't, I'm not there yet in my life to know and relate to that, but some of you guys can probably sympathize or empathize with him of where he is, as the only child. We're, as the granddaughters are, we're trying to be participants and help, be a part of the looking after things and just stuff like that. And so, y'all, it's just the seasons. The seasons we go through are drastic. Seasons change. We go from 105 in the summer to negative 20. Okay. That's the drastic changes of seasons. Okay. We have winter, spring, summer, and fall, and they're all different seasons, and they all come with different challenges, and that is life. And so while we may not all be on the same path of seasons, we can relate in multiple ways. And so I feel overwhelmed. We're in a slower part of our, February, March, April are typically the slow parts of retail. And so we try to use that time where it's not super, super busy to get caught up on things, get things better organized. We've been doing a lot of organization, a lot of we're already prepping for Christmas, you guys. So we're trying to use time wisely. And then stuff comes at you, so I could just sit here and talk all night. Sit here and talk all night. So I'm going to read your comments just for a minute, because, then I'm going to tell you some fun stories, okay? That'll hopefully make you laugh, because that's, we got to find the positive in the overwhelm, right? A lot of you guys are saying that you have experienced caring for a sibling who's older, or a parent or a grandparent. So I can completely appreciate your feedback and your encouragement. Your dad just turned 90. My stepmom will be 81 next month, and thankfully they are still able to take care of themselves. Cheryl Miller. Girl, what is up, Messy Craft Corner? You need to lift each other up. We do. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Seasons change every day. I was caregiver for 12 years for her husband. Then he passed away. Life is still hard. Jane, let me tell you something. Do you guys find that we get so wrapped up in hearing other people's stories? I'm telling you my story, or parts of what I'm experiencing around me, not only just my story, but other people's. And then my encounter with them. Sometimes we get, we listen, and then we're oh gosh, I'm so sorry. And that is just so awful. I'm so sorry for you. And then we're able to be aware of our sympathy and empathy for the other person. But then when you go through it, you feel like you're just living in, I keep telling you, I feel like I'm living in an alternate universe. It's just what is happening type of thing. We think we're prepared, and then we realize very quickly how unprepared we are. those type of thoughts settle, it's like, because you know that when people are older, that they're not going to live forever. But then you don't really know when is when. And so you think that you're prepared. Like, we've got all the things planned. We know exactly, like, we got the checklist. We know exactly what we're going to do with our lives. And we're going to do all the, and then when the other stuff that you didn't plan for happens, y'all, I'm just going to be completely honest. I just kind of thought, and I don't know if it's out of touch with the reality or I'm just trying to look on the upside of things, but I just keep thinking to myself, like, when you get older, like, maybe people just go to sleep and they just go to sleep peacefully. And it's one of those situations. You always are so hopeful for those situations. You don't ever want to see someone in a situation where they are not even able to communicate. And it's like, is this it? Is it not it? Is that like what do we think? What do we not think? What's okay to talk about? What's not okay to talk about? Like, should we be negative or not negative? How do we stay positive but still try to be like real? Like, when you're in the situation and you're looking at those things, those are the natural thought patterns. Those are the natural thought patterns. And then it's okay to not have an answer. That's what I've had to tell myself, like, this past few days. It's okay to not have an answer. It's okay that we don't have the checklist, because this is not like, it's like the unexpected. And the thing is I'm sitting here telling y'all all of this, but it's not like this is an uncommon thing. It's just not common for me. And so when you want to talk to your friends or you want to talk to I already told you I don't have friends. Like, I have my family. That's it. It's not that it's like a bad thing to not have, like, I don't have like local friends that I'm like, hey, I just want to call you up and just be, yeah, I have friends, but like, it's far easier to gain the insight of other people when you have like a multitude of friends or people who are acquaintances, and they can, like, the opportunity to use 530 something people's brains to help gain knowledge from like, not just like because everyone's a professional, but like people who've had experience. You've gone through the things. I ain't gone through the things. My sister, my dad, like, we haven't gone through the things to just like understand or know. And while you can give advice and feedback, sometimes people still have to go through it to understand it. And so I feel like this is just really a difficult time, but I'm going to take a sip of coffee because I'm very long-winded. My dad walked by what did he say? My comments keep moving. I'm trying to read. What did she say? My dad walked by my daughter and I to check fences. My poor daughter found her papa, oh my gosh, in the kibosh from a massive heart attack. He walked off into the sunset, and that was the last time we saw him alive. I'm so thankful he didn't suffer. Carla, that is probably what I was trying to convey. When you think that they're just going to go peacefully and just like go to sleep, that is the thing. So her blood pressure is extremely high. Let's all be aware of just, y'all be respectful. I've shared this before. My grandma has Parkinson's. She is in stage 4 renal failure, like kidney failure. So she has like renal issues. She has AFib. She has hypothyroidism. She has a multitude of other things. I'm trying to think of what they are. She has tremors really bad, which I feel like is just the Parkinson's, which they just recently in the past year like diagnosed her with Parkinson's. She's got a lot of tremors. She has macular degeneration. So she gets injections in her eyes, which one of her eyes she doesn't get injections in anymore because they're just not doing any good anymore. So she still gets the injection in the one eye. She just got the nerve block shots in her knees because she has really bad knees. She's fallen a lot. She is on a lot of blood thinners. So I'm sure you can imagine she looks pretty banged up. She looks like one giant bruise. She has super, super pale, like thin skin. She has heel spurs. When she got here last year, to my understanding, she weighed about 180 something. And all of the weight she lost, I swear I found. Just gonna try to put that joke out there. She's lost like 38 pounds. She is lost a lot of her hearing. So tomorrow was her appointment to get or the 27th, not tomorrow. The 27th, she's supposed to get fitted for hearing aids. She has a lot of like, the shaking is really hard. The loss of vision is really hard. So then you're dealing with someone who has lost, like, she can't really cook like she used to. She can't really bake. She used to love, let me tell you about my grandma. Okay, let me get a sip of coffee. You know the upright deep freezers? This woman would make cookies, zucchini bread, banana bread, pumpkin rolls, fudge. She would make the Chinese noodles with like the caramely stuff, and like they're like, you drop them and then they harden and they're really good. I feel like they're Chinese noodles. Maybe they're like little bread. Maybe they're like pretzel sticks. I don't know, but they're really good. Haystacks. I couldn't think of it, but now I found it. Haystacks. She used to make all kinds of stuff. And then my grandma would also, she makes like a really good cheese ball. Like, she is such a good cook. And she loved to do those things. Like, when I tell you my grandma has a cookbook collection, she loves to cook. And when you lose your freedom, and I know that some of you guys have experienced this and can relate to this, as a family member, trying to help her like understand why there's restrictions is for her safety and to make sure that she's okay and that nothing happens. It's a loss. So then you have like the grief and loss, not of a person, but of like your ability. And so then you're trying to communicate and like talk to a person in a way that's like not instructive and like, these are the new rules, and saying like, you probably like, it would probably be best if you maybe didn't do that, because what if this could happen? And you know, it's like, how do you have those hard conversations with someone? And so you just progressively watch the loss while they're alive. That is where depression comes from, and anxiety. And that is something that I also did not think about being a thing that we would be talking about. I don't know how to explain it. So it's kind of like you have these revelations of like, oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I didn't think about this. I didn't think about this. And then you're trying to also be super empathetic to the person who's experiencing it. She doesn't drive. She hasn't driven in a long time. Just that alone, I'm like, someone takes my keys, I'll be like, what the heck? Now imagine that you've lived your whole life and now you can't drive because you can't see to drive, number one. So you can't just hop in your car and go. Like, the loss of that, like, these are challenges. And 2 years ago, it was out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how we are through life. And these are all common, normal things. So my conversations with you guys sometimes over the years has very much changed. It's gone from one extreme to another. I have grandchildren now. People are still fascinated with the fact that I am a grandmother. Apparently, I look like I could be the sibling of my own children who are now in, like, approaching their 30s. So I'm about to be a grandmother, which makes my grandma a great-great-grandmother. So she is still alive, and there are 5 generations. And there are almost three of the 5th generation almost born. She's lived a long life. And that's a lot. That's a lot. That's pretty awesome. And, you know, I'm just trying to be, like, mindful of, like, sit down, show up, stuff your stuff down, keep it, you know, together, and not, you know, convey these woes to the world. People have enough problems going on. But y'all, really? Sometimes I just think to myself, I am not really a performer. I did not sign up for this business page to perform, okay? I came here to show you what we offer, to inspire you to do all those things, and to have conversations with people. So it's challenging. It's challenging. It's a challenge in life. So I just want you guys to, like, feel like, not that it matters, but to me it matters. Like, when I sit down here, there's more to my life and our connections than just a craft or a product I'm trying to sell you. Like, I share my things with you. While some people think it's too personal and your business page should be so, like, organized in such a way that's so businessy. And I agree to a degree. Like, when I'm going to show you what we have, I'm going to post cute photos and be like, hey, guess what we have? Like, today I posted, like, several little cute photos. I didn't post it. I scheduled it. I scheduled it to post. I was like, I need to, you know, get the word out. Like, some people don't get notifications, and we got to constantly share things and overshare things. And, you know, some people still don't even know that we moved into our new house 2 years ago. Like, oh, when did you move into your new house? Well, you've been gone a while. So some people don't see all the things. Okay. So when I'm going to sit down here and do a project, and the people are here for a live video, my mindset is the people on the replay can fast forward. They can fast forward. They don't have to be a part of the conversation. They don't have to watch. They want to skip to the very end and see what we did. They can miss all the things. And some people want me to stop talking and get on with it. That is never going to happen. Okay. That's never going to happen. My cup says, love my peeps. Love my peeps. I love all my peeps. Jennifer, I so agree. Here's the thing. I've watched some other people who are, like, influencers, creators, whatever you want to call them. And they don't have the community aspect. They have the content. They show up, they post, they show up, they post. People watch and they get to know those people, but they never show up to connect. And I cannot be a robot like that. I enjoy posting, you know, the fun reels and stuff. I'm not made for like pre-recorded content. I think it's pretty clear that I am just not made for that stuff. So I'm a real-time type of girl. Fly by the seat of my pants, go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. So, on an up note, please keep my grandma in your thoughts and prayers. I would greatly appreciate it. I will update you as I can. I really do not feel comfortable going into the extreme, intense, in-depth experience of like what our visits are like, because I refuse. I just am not I cannot live in the sorrow and sadness. I have to, like, it's okay to embrace the emotions, but I cannot stay in that place of I'm so sad, I'm so sad, I'm so sad, I'm so sad. Because I personally just feel like it's not that I'm out of touch with my emotions. I still experience them. I can't live in them. I can't live in them. I have to keep my eyes forward. And I have to trust in God. He is the peacemaker. He is the waymaker. He is all of the things. And so, I'm just trying to have a better perspective on things. So y'all, visits are hard. And I'm sure you can imagine what it is. Because she's coherent, but she is not verbal. She is not able to communicate. She is not able to, like, she can try really hard to form words, and she says simple words like hot, pain, no. And that's the only words we've heard her speak in like 3 days. So I'm sure that without elaborating on all of the details, like, it's very difficult and it's hard. And so it's not that I'm just going to check out and be like out of sight, out of mind. It's there. It's just, you can't live in that moment. Like, we have to trust the team of people. We have to believe that she's going to be healed. And if not, then, you know, God will take her to a better place. But right now, there is nothing I can do. There ain't nothing nobody can do but those medical professionals who are far smarter than I or anyone else. And all I can do is pray for her, be there for her, visit with her, let her know that we're there. And then I have to go home. Like, that's just what it is. So it's hard. It's really hard. So I told you earlier that I'm going to be making something to go on my door to my laundry room. That is the primary door that we use to come in and out of our home, is our laundry room door. Right now there's Valentine's on that door and there is a Easter mat on the floor. Okay, so we need to fix that. So I have this egg that I have this design. I didn't do the little 3D pieces. I just kind of etched it. I felt like that would be it'd be really cool to do that and like just color them and do it that way. So I'm going to use markers. The Happy Easter is like a 3D like word cutout. So I'm going to do that, excuse me, as well. I have a wired jute that I'm going to put on there to hang it on the door. And I'm going to start my project. I'm sure that we will have other things to talk about, and I'll read your comments. And yeah, basically. Does she have a stroke? No. So I asked that. She had a CT scan and an MRI, and it said they came back negative. I don't know what further testing they can do to see what that looks like. To my knowledge, I'm not really a medical professional, so I don't really know what the testing is that you can do to like determine if there was a stroke or not. I don't really know. So you can ask the questions and I will tell you if I know. But yes, I asked the nurse today. Yes, I asked. Oh, my picture is clear today. You can even see like the little thingies right here. Ooh, that is some good. I got a good connection. That never happens. That never happens. Do you have a doorbell on your front door? Do you have one on your back door? Carmela, we do not have a doorbell on our laundry door, but we do have a fancy doorbell on our front door. I have thought about putting something there because I didn't think about that. I would really love one of the old-timey like buzzer. It's not even old-timey. I say that like it's old-timey, but you guys remember, like, I've seen it on TV. That's how I know it's old-timey. The TV dates it. You know, the TV makers date it. I don't know when it stems from, but it was like the bell, and when you would push it, it would like ring, ring, ring like a bicycle bell. But it would ring the bell, like an actual bell. Like you push it and it would either be a buzzer or it would like, you push it and it would like, the line would jingle a real bell. That would be super fun. Now, would we probably hear it everywhere? Probably not, but that would be fun. Yes, I've thought about that. Falls are so traumatic on older folks. Sometimes it just sets off things with their health. Melanie, you're not wrong. You're actually right. Gosh. That would be really cool. What's up, Lynn? Okay. Like Downton Abbey? Yes. Yes. A wind-up doorbell? I don't know. You have that doorbell on your house? Stop it. Really? I was so happy when my doorbell broke on my front door. So we have like the chime bell, like it sings a song. It doesn't sing a song. It sounds like it's playing bells on our front door. It's really cool. This is what this looks like. It says Happy Easter. This is our, you could put a bow on it if you want to. But it's really cute. So the lines are kind of scored and you just kind of color in them. And then your words, like there are pieces. I know it's backwards, but it says Easter. It says Easter. E-A-S-T-E-R. And then it says happy. Cute, cute, cute. What's up, Natalie? Hello, hello. So, I'm going to paint this. Okay, I haven't decided what I'm going to do, so you guys can help me if you want to. Probably get that bell on Amazon. I mean, probably. I would love to find one. I would love to find one. That was probably a little bit too much paper. That's okay. Yellow. Let me... I'm gonna tape these together so I have more workspace here. Avery's paint is still on the counter. I did not clean up after her. So let me tape. I guess it doesn't really matter which way I turn it. My connection was so good, and then my iPad froze. Somebody must have got on the internet. You like my shirt? My shirt says True Crime Junkie. You know it. If you know me, then you know. What? On a fun note, one of my neighbor's sons moved to Georgia to pursue an acting career, was watching Drake Milligan's new video and spied him in it. That is awesome. That's awesome. I had a doorbell at my old house. You could change the sound according to the holiday or mood. What? Did I ever change it? No. Avery did a really good job. She did. You got your order today. Where did you get it? I love it. I have no recollection. I have to go into my email and search for my order and figure out where I got it from. Did you happen to follow the Audril Cunningham? Somebody else was asking about a case and I have not. An old Dateline is on right now. Oh. I love Dateline. I love it all. Okay. So this is the egg. I just literally threw a bunch of stuff in the floor. You're so far behind crafting, it's not funny? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just threw whatever that was into the floor. Thank you. Whoops. I'm trying to get like the whole egg in the picture. Let me raise this up. Maybe that'll help. Sometimes you binge watch Dateline. I binge watch so much stuff. You're watching an old NCIS. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's a little bit better. Now it's almost like an overhead view. It's okay. It's all good. So let's figure this out. Okay. I've got my markers so that I can just do all the little patterns. You could use a paintbrush if you want to. It's completely up to you. I'm trying to figure out if I want to base coat this white because there's an outline and then there's like larger portions. I'm like, what do I want to do? I really think I should do these and this yellow. And then I was thinking of doing the outside and then it kind of like does that number. Like there's quite a bit of like the outer part. Let's just explore. Let's explore all the things. I really do like that yellow. Be careful going home. Y'all gotta find the right yellow. Ooh. I really like this one and this one. I think it was this color of yellow too. Yeah, that one. I don't really want to do a prime, like a super bright. That one's not bad. This is more of like a white yellow. I want it pastel. I do know that. I want to do pastel colors. Okay, so let me just pull aside the ones I think. Okay, that would be this one. And then I was thinking green. Okay, got this one. This, it's kind of like a peachy color. Well, between this one and a pink. I'm gonna put those back. This pink. Okay, I like that one too. I like this one better than this one. Oh, they're like almost right here. I feel like they were, maybe I did this with something else. I don't remember. Either this purple or... Okay. This blue. For sure. Y'all, these are super pretty colors. So far, so good. So it's like red, yellow, green, blue, purple. I don't really have a gray, but a gray would be super pretty. Like that is too close. That one would be pretty too. I feel like there's a lot of colors. Okay, let's start here. I kind of like this minty color too. Let's go with that green. We're gonna go with that green. You're watching, oh, I think I already read that comment. I'm watching Old NCIS. Okay, these are the color choices that I think I'm gonna go with. I also have white. I have white here. And I'm just gonna set these aside because I really don't feel like I need anything else. If anything, I can outline it in the gray. Is that right? We'll see. We can use... This might be too dark, but I'm gonna set this one aside. Our letters, let's just figure out what we have here. We may not use all of these because now that I think about it, let's just see what we got. They're called Arctics. ARRTX. I'm just gonna stick them over there. I'm just gonna stick them over there. All right, I've swatched a bunch over here and they dry really quickly. Trent Williams came back on. Awesome show. What is Trent Williams? I do not know what that is. I also have this one. I think I already pulled this one. I don't know, y'all. I have no idea. Okay, let me get... I'm gonna use this brush here. Let me get a plate. Let me scooch this stuff. Get a plate. I'm gonna use the deco art. Do the markers bleed? Not, like, if you let them dry, I feel like if you overwork them, you can get them to, like, reactivate, but they don't really bleed. They don't bleed to, in my experience. You can layer them. You can layer them. Let me add just a little bit of water because I feel like my brush needs a little coat. The bristles are super dry and they just need some hydration. Did you guys know that? Like your bristles on your brush, as soon as you add like a little bit extra moisture, they change completely. They change for the better. Sprinkle the love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I told you about like the overwhelm and like the woes of life and all the things. And I'm going to just set my paint over here. So I'm going to start painting. I'm going to do the outside white. I'm just going to do the whole outside border. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to wipe it first because I don't want any of this to bleed. Okay, fun fact. Wipe down your piece if you order kits from us, or maybe some other people. I don't know. Some people pre-sand before they send theirs out. We don't do that. You know, little extra things. But we don't pre-sand. So you kind of have to do a little bit of prep. But it's not too bad. This is nearly almost dry. This is my last baby wipe in that box. I just wipe it with a baby wipe. You can sand. There's no wrong answer. But it really takes off the flashback. Like you can see, it's kind of yucky. You can start painting while it's wet. You can dry it. You can do whatever you want. When we score them like this, sometimes it will create like a burn. It burns the wood, essentially. And it creates these score lines. And sometimes you get that flashback. That's what we call it. And sometimes that flashback can make your whites bleed yellow. And so that's no fun. So I'm just going to go around this whole thing on the outer edge. And I'm not really going to try to give it too many coats because I want it to be kind of distressed. So I'm going to be whatever coat is good for me. The one thing I do know is that the transition, sometimes you can see it. So you kind of might have to overlap your color as you come back around. And if you get out of the lines, that's okay. So today, actually it wasn't today. We were on our way to April's appointment. I may or may not have told you guys this story. So we went to the Outer Banks. You guys know, some of you guys know. In case you did not know, I'm part of a business mastermind with Damon. And we go and meet at the Outer Banks. That's where my meetup location has been, is the Outer Banks. I know he's met at like Orlando and other places. And we've traveled to the Outer Banks. April has gone with me, who's my sister. And she's been newly, driving. She's not really traveled much in her life. So I'm like, this is the most she's traveled in her whole life. So today we were talking, and I quiz her, like, she's like, I'm not good with my surroundings. I'm not good with, where I'm at. And I'm like, okay, we're going to have to fix that. So I started asking her questions. So we're on Highway 21, headed to Savannah. Okay. We're headed to Savannah. She is driving. We're taking her, she's going to one of her doctor's appointments to get one of her injections. Doing great. Okay. And so I'm like, do you know, like, we get to 95, like the interchange of like 95 and 21. If you're not familiar with where I live, you can look up the intersection of Highway 21 and 95 in Port Wentworth. Okay. Port Wentworth, Georgia. You can see like the proximity of like where, like the states are. You can see where we are on the map. And so I'm like trying to like help her get, her navigation, like being aware of her surroundings, like just becoming familiar with the area. And so I start asking her questions. She's like, well, which way do I go? Up here, which way do I go? I'm like, April, we're going towards Savannah. The only thing past Savannah is the ocean. like Tybee Island or the ocean. Like you're not going to run into another magical land. Okay. It's going to be like Savannah, ocean. What's to the left? What's to the right? What's in front of you? Savannah. There's no other state. There's no other anything. So I'm trying to get her to like be aware of her surroundings, like north, south, east, west. So I ask her, April, we're going towards Savannah. What is to the left? She's like, I don't know. She's laughing in there right now. She's like, I don't know. So then I ask her, well, do you know it's to the right? She's like, I told you I'm bad with, what did you say? I don't know. I'm bad with She's like, I'm bad with directions. Yeah. So then I'm like, we got to fix this. Okay. We have to change this situation that we're having here. She needs to know where she's going. So I said, do you know where New York is? Did I ask you where New York was? Yeah, I asked her where New York was and she pointed the wrong way. Okay, I was like, oh God, where does she think she's at? So then I told her, I said, okay, do you know where Savannah is on the map? Well, no, not really. Okay, well, we got to fix that too. So then I pull up a little map on my navigation and I'm zooming out. And I said, we're going towards the ocean. In the United States, we're going towards the ocean. There is no other land. We're going towards Savannah. Savannah is on like the Savannah River. And I did tell her, I said, did you know that Georgia and South Carolina are separated by the Savannah River? And she's like, where's South Carolina? I'm like towards New York, like to the left. She had no idea. So I asked her, April, where do you think we were driving to when you were driving part of the way to the Buc-ee's, to the Outer Banks? And she thought we were going south. So where she pointed on the map, she's laughing there, was darn near Louisiana / Florida. So I said, this whole time we were in the Outer Banks, you thought we were in Florida? And she said, yeah, girl, I never would have thought. Like, she's like, I don't even know where I thought we were. Like, we were driving north. North. We were going north towards New York. So then I started quizzing her. Do you know where South Carolina is? No. Do you know where North Carolina is? No. Do you know where, like, Virginia is? No. Do you know where New York is? Well, sort of. Girlfriend had no idea of like the geographical locations of anything. But now she does. So today was like, other than 2 times, I interjected my directions of like making sure she knew, like turn left here at Waters to go to the hospital. She drove us all the way through Savannah with 0 help. And when I asked her, do you know what's to the left of you? She said South Carolina. Do you know where Florida is? It's to the right. She did pretty good. It's always interesting. I'll get better. She said, I'll get better. She will get better. It's a new area and we have a navigation. Like y'all don't think we don't have navigation, but y'all, what will you do when there is no navigation? What if we were to lose the grid? I don't even own a map. Like I don't own an atlas. I don't own anything. Like my cell phone is life. And let me tell you. A Wood USA craft. April, yeah. They're challenging you to a Wood USA craft. I would fail miserably. She said I would fail miserably. We should do it. By the end of the year, she needs to be able to point out all 50 states and name like their geographical location. And know the capitals. That's a challenge. I know. How do we ever pass high school? That was like a requirement. You love your map better. You love your map better than the app. I feel like I would too. You know why? Because I feel like sometimes we lose sight, and I can relate to what she's saying. Like, I get it. Like, there's so many cities and small towns that we just don't even know. Do you guys watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives? I don't know if you guys ever watched that show with Guy. I like that he goes to these towns, and I'm like, I've never heard of that place. Where is that place? I need to look that up. How far is it from where I'm at now? Because that food looks amazing. And then I realized, I'm like, oh gosh, that's like a 3-day drive. Not going there. But I love that he showcases all these like small places, and like they've got like really good food. They're well known in like their area. They're like a local favorite, and then they just get a little light shined on them. And I think that that's so fantastic. I think that's so fantastic. You love his show. It's your favorite, Sue? Well, me and my husband, he likes to turn it on. I don't usually watch it just kind of like on my own. It's mostly like I'll sit down and watch it with him. But he likes the barbecue shows and like the cook-offs and stuff like that. I'm more of a mystery type of person, and, you know, true crime and drama series. And so I do like to watch it when he puts it on. But anyways, so I feel like we're just so unaware of how many awesome places there are in the United States. That's uncharted territory for many of us. And then some of you guys don't even travel. Like, I don't travel by plane. Like, I don't travel like that. Like, I will drive myself wherever I need to go. But some people, y'all are like road trippers. Y'all will get in a plane. Y'all will get on a boat. Y'all will do all the things. And I'm just not that girl. Okay, so I've done my outline. And I feel like I want to do polka dots on the outer, like polka dots around the edge when we get done. Even beads would be really cute, which I just so happen to think about that. Wood beads would be so cute on there. Okay, I might do that too. Okay, let's start with the yellow. No, let's start with purple. No, we're gonna do yellow. So you can see all these little score lines, and I'm gonna just start with hold on. What color do I want to do? These big lines. Let's do the big lines yellow. And I'm just gonna mark them off. I don't even care if I stay in the lines. I might have to go get real paint. These are paint markers. But sometimes I just feel like, are they gonna make it? I've used these quite a bit, so I'll say a prayer. Pray my marker lasts. I'll flip this around. In case you guys knew that, but you can flip it around. Wood half beads on the outer edge. I was thinking, yeah. think that would make it feel more custom. I'm gonna sand this too. So I'm not really worried that it doesn't have like the most ultimate coverage. I am concerned. Hello, Teresa. How are you, my friend? I think we can make it work. What brand of markers? It is Artix. Artix, and they're acrylic paint markers. You can add a little water to dilute your paint, which I might do. So if you pull this little tip out, you can spray a little water in there. And like shake it up. And then put your little thing back in. And it, like magic, it just flows a lot better. It's pretty fantastic. I might have pushed it a little too far. There we go. I like that it creates like a brushstroke look. Look at that. Looking lovely. All right, let's do this other one. It should go a lot quicker now that I've added some water. And as you can see, I'm just speeding right along. I'm not worried about my straight lines. Now, if you're worried about your straight lines, give it a little bit more attention than I'm giving it. But like I said, I'm gonna sand this anyways. So this is gonna go on my laundry door. And I thought about using a bead hanger, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not really even worried about the direction of my brush strokes either. I'm telling you, that water helps. Do you see me zipping along? I'm zipping. Zipping right on along over here. I was gonna craft something completely different, and then I was like, I got home tonight and I was like, Amber, you're so pathetic. You need a new door hanger. So I was like, yeah, I probably should do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it tonight. Check that off my list. My love truck's super cute. And I feel like it's good for year round. Like I could leave that up all year, but it does say loads of love. And it's kind of Valentine's-ish. I mean, let me dry this so you guys can see. It looks like I painted it with a paintbrush. I'm gonna do these squares yellow also. Okay, let me do the squares yellow. And we're gonna do our other colors. Around this. Wait till you see how absolutely ridiculous my lines are. All right, up here. These are so fantastic. Over here. This one. And over here. And then let's go ahead and do this one. And this one. And there's like a little smidge of a yellow like right here and then like right here. I feel like it's good. All right, let's try. Yeah, it's gonna be super cute, and I do like the bead idea. Or the polka dots. Hello, Juanita. Hello, everyone. Carol, it is a very long process that I'm still working on. So right now, just so you guys can know, full disclosure, I am not a fan of like, I'm 100% not a fan of like ordering from China, overseas manufacturing. Like I'm not a proponent for that. Here is the challenges for small businesses. I want a product for my business and I cannot find an affordable option for my customer base and their financial budgets. I don't like when you start looking at the like your consumer, who are you targeting? Like who would you want to be able to purchase this thing? Like I don't want to like there's not a USA place that makes these kind of markers. There's just not. And if there were, I don't even know that there would be an affordable way to compete with the China brands. And it's just what it is. Y'all, we have a hard time enough trying to compete with Dollar Tree, right? So, anyways, so we're trying to like source materials. And when you're dealing with overseas companies, it is what it is. Let's just, again, what can I control? Either I don't offer the product and I don't get it and I don't source it and that's not something that I pursue. I can just not do it and not order from China, or I can just be like, you know what? It is what it is. There's not much I can do about it. I'm cutting our machines with machines that came from China. Like that's the reality of what I tell myself. Amber, what are you doing? You ordered your Thunder lasers that were made in China. The crate says it came from China. Just stop. Stop overthinking it. People are going to complain that your products are from China or you source things. Like I can't. I cannot even. Okay. So what can I control? Not that. So I'm working with people who are overseas, not just China, but other countries. And believe me, I already know because I feel the same. But where are we going forward? We just have to suck it up, buttercup. So, anyways, they have a Chinese holiday. So they don't do basically any work for like a month. Can you imagine our entire country shutting down for a month? I mean, the Chinese people celebrate an entire month. That is their way of life. Our world would not exist. Okay. Somehow theirs does. Like business stops, like they just live their best life for that time. So anyways, you have no communications, things get behind, and then they pick back up like like it never happened. So it is a long process. And so, also the ship time, the sample time, the communication is like middle of the night time. So when you want to communicate with them, I have to talk to them my time. It's the middle of the night to be their daytime. And so I've been emailing back and forth, and now we're just kind of like in the waiting period. So it's like, it's not going to happen overnight. This is not something that I can just order because I'm having a custom box made. I'm having custom colors. I'm having like custom, like the barrel is, everything is going to be literally a concept. That takes time. And sometimes product development takes over a year. And I'm learning that when I also thought that I could have like my own product in like 45 days. No, Amber, that's not real. So anyways, it's still in the works. It's just a process. It is just a process. Okay, let's put the purple. No, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I'm trying to figure out what I want to put next to the yellow. Let's do purple next to the yellow. And I think that'll be good. So yeah. So basically, if you have businesses or you're listening and you're watching on the replay and you're just kind of watching the things that I do myself in my business and you're inspired by it, and like, that's what I hope. I hope people watch what I do and they're inspired and they're encouraged. Y'all, it's not easy. None of it's easy, but it's doable. And so that's what I have to tell myself is it's not easy, but it's doable. So Sunday, friends, some of you guys will be very excited about this, and some of you guys are not going to care one lick. So Sunday, I stayed in my bed the entire day, worked on my computer the entire day, and I told myself, Amber, you've been saying this. If you guys haven't noticed, sometimes I have procrastination issues, or I will be like, I'll do that later, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. And then sometimes I'm like, okay, later is now. So I have to just like go pedal to the metal. Some of you guys are probably just like me and you can relate. You made your very own mic yesterday. That's awesome. Mike is pretty cool. Mike is a leprechaun that I just thought he was really awesome. And I was telling my sister, like, he reminded me of, like, his nose is so big, and instantly I had thoughts of, like, Mike Wazowski. That's why I named him Mike. I was like, oh, he looks like a Mike. Okay. So if you've never seen Monsters, Inc., you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but my gnome had a really big nose that kind of mimicked, like, I just had a thought, and it might came to mind. So anyways, so Sunday, I worked from my computer all day, from my bed. Avery sat with me in my bed for a good part of the day. She played on her tablet. I worked on my computer. We laughed. We had a good time. She watched some of the things that I was doing. And I started going through all of my designs that I've made from the beginning. And y'all, some of them are not very good, but they're still cute. Like, you could still do stuff with them. And I started turning them into SVG files. Now, do I know how to make other files? No. No, I do not. I've figured out how to make them into a cut file, because clearly we cut them. But do I know how to make them into like a AV, some sort of, no, don't know. And I really don't need to know right now, because that would just overwhelm me. So I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to do what I can do and figure that out later. So People have asked, I have my own machines. I have my own things. I have a Cricut. I want to make like people are asked to make cards. Like they've asked to make cards or layers or like a stencil of something. And I'm like, I don't have the file. So far on Sunday, I took 57 Lightburn files because that's where I've made them all. I've been trying to learn Adobe Illustrator. I've been trying to learn other programs, and I am just, I'm pretty smart, like tech savvy, software savvy. I have a challenge. So I'm trying to learn all the things. So I make a lot of my own designs in Lightburn, which Lightburn is its own software and its own program. And other softwares like a Glowforge or other programs do not open Lightburn. Silhouette, Cricut does not open Lightburn files. So I'm going to do this diamond here, the purple in the middle. Those programs do not open Lightburn files. So I just had to figure out how to take the Lightburn file and in Lightburn figure out how to export to an SVG. And this is probably like verbiage that some of y'all are like, my head hurts. I finally figured it out. I finally figured out that I could export and isolated, because we make a huge batch of like repeated of the same pattern. So like this egg is like repeated several times on our machine to cut multiples at a time. And if we need to cut a single egg, we just isolate that area and we just copy it and put it into a blank square. And I did not know that I could isolate this and make it like export it. So I had to do all of that. And I did so far 57 designs. And then it made me really proud of myself that I actually have 57 things that I've made. That was more than 0. So I feel like that is progress, even though I'm not good at it yet, really good at it. Which tells you that I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner and I'm not afraid. And so I'm willing to try new things. I'm really willing to learn new stuff. I'm not allowing myself to like not figure it out. So I was pretty proud that I have 57 things so far. And so I was thinking, I've got them put into my shop. They're not active. Okay. They're not active yet. And I'm going to open a second Etsy shop as well. So that's all new. Okay. Now I tell myself, Amber, why are you doing that when there are people who are far smarter than you, way more talented than you? Why would you bother? Does any of this stuff sound familiar to yourself, like to you guys? Like I'm telling myself this stuff. Why are you bothering? You're mediocre. You're a beginner. You're going to put yourself up against other people who are going to blow you out of the water because this is what they do and who do you think you are? But then I tell myself that I have to start somewhere to get better for my future self. And that is one of the number one reasons why people do not start is because they quit before they even begin because of the comparison to other people. I can't compare myself to other people. I'm not equivalent to other people. I'm not. And so I'll do it anyways. I will do it anyways. Jane, I love you. And thank you so much for saying that. Let me remind everyone, I have a license to, I buy other people's designs. I have a commercial license to make them and produce them and sell blank designs. So like, there's a lot of permissions you have to have. So some designers don't require a license. You can buy the file and it's like $9 or $10. You buy the design, you can cut it a million times. They don't have any like expectations. And then some designers are like, it's $7 for the design. And then if you want to cut it and sell a blank or like make a monetary gain from their designs, you have to get a commercial license. So for every person that I've bought a design from who requires a commercial license, sometimes it's an annual license of like $100. Some of them are $300 for the annual license. That means if you buy one file, let's imagine that I bought this Happy Easter egg. I bought one design and I've made a blank cutout, just one. I have to pay and I'm throwing this out there because I don't know what this designer's like. I don't know off the top of my head. Imagine they say, in order for you to make these blank and sell them, you need to purchase a commercial license to do that for $300. So now I am investing $300 plus the file cost to make a blank. Do you guys understand this? This is why I wanted to figure out, how do I learn to make my own things? And if I never start, I'll never get better. I'll never practice enough. I'll never do any of the things. So I have a lot of designers that I buy from and a lot of annual commercial license. A lot. So that $5 or $6 design, in order to produce it in a blank format, in multiples means, production, you have to get permission to do that. Sometimes you cannot just buy the design and just make a bunch of them. You just can't. So there's challenges, in case you did not know that. Fun facts for tonight. All right, let's do, okay, let me think for just a second. Let's do this one. Let's do pink next. Ooh, that pink is in need of some help. Let me get some water in that pink. Put a little more water in there. That's not bad. Do you think I'm working on apparel too? Heather, I'm working on it. Chris, you're the best. I'm not good. Here, listen, I've been taking so many classes, y'all would think that should just be like an expert. I'm just not. Look at how bright that just brightened it right up. So y'all just, live your dreams. Live your dreams. Do the thing. Face the failures. You never know what's on the other side of it. And that can apply to anything in life. This is so cute. So cute. I'm going to paint this too right here. And then I think I'm going to do, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. We'll figure it out as we go. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, Sunday. So Sunday night, my husband comes to bed, and he did not work Monday because we had the home and oh, I gotta tell you. Let me tell you a story. Okay. I know that I am like anti-drama, but somehow their drama shows up. Y'all don't even want to know. But let me tell you a story. What was I saying at first? Oh, it was 11:45. 11:45, my husband came to bed. He did not have to work the next day because he had an appointment with the home inspector. Home inspector was coming on Monday. Home inspector came. Okay, so y'all know that I have told y'all all about our builder issues, okay? All about our builder issues. I told y'all that I was sending emails. I told y'all I was doing all the things. I was following up, giving them a chance, giving grace. And then I was like, I'm going to send another email. So I sent another email, and I will have you know that I have still yet to hear from this individual. However, we have started the process of pursuing a resolution. So the home inspection guy comes, and he went through the house. Literally, he was here almost the entire day. Went through the house with like a fine-tooth comb. And his report was not surprised in the least. There is about $54,000 worth of things that need fixed and done. One of those is the flooring. So y'all know that our kitchen island that I'm sitting at right now is like 10 feet long. It's huge. It's like, I could almost lay across the top of this. It's almost 5 feet wide. So it's like almost 5 by 10. It's huge. And there is a giant slab of granite sitting on top of it. We have these cabinets were custom built. We've got this beautiful navy island. It's fantastic. We've got our sink in it. I have all of my crap sitting on it right now because I am in between like having a craft space to work out of and my warehouse. Okay. So, I really just don't like to be at the warehouse by myself. Didn't think that would be a problem until it was a problem. So now I'm crafting from the kitchen counter. Anyways, I had a room, and then my mother-in-law is in that room. We put all those pretty white cabinets in. I got me a cute desk, which is in my bedroom. Like all the stuff that was in that room is in my master bedroom right now until we get the shed, part of the shed done. So anyways, I'll have to tell you about how we failed our inspection today. So anyways, he was like, they put the bazillion pounds of kitchen island and countertop on top of the floor. And all of our kitchen cabinets are on top of the floor. Everything was built on top of our floor. Our vanities. Every cabinet is sitting on our flooring. There is nowhere for it to move. There is nowhere for it to go. There's nothing. So the whole house got the flooring laid. And then all of the stuff that's permanent, that doesn't go anywhere, is sitting on there. And so now you can see where it started to buckle. There's nowhere for it to go. So that's led to some buckling and like trip hazards. So it's a safety problem. And I asked several times, do you think we should be doing the flooring before all this other stuff? Like, it seems like it's such a finished item. And the house is like not painted. It's not done. Like, why would, you know why? Because he could check that off his list. Rather than waiting till it was the right time to have it done, that just shows how inexperienced he was. And, yeah, nevertheless, the labor to pull it up, the labor to pick up this island. Like, there is flooring, like, you could cut the flooring away and probably leave it under the island. Y'all, it's just, it's a bunch of frustrating stuff. I told y'all when life comes at you. Anywho, I'm going to put pink in the middle. Oh, I need to finish that. Look, y'all, I didn't even finish that. Because I'm distracted talking, yapping. So anyways, plumbing issues, driveway issues. We still don't have grout in our bathroom. There's a bunch of other things. I mean, there's a whole like home inspection report. And I didn't even go through it all. My husband told me today, he was like, do you want to know what the total is to fix all the problems? And I was like, no, I don't even know what it is. And he was like, it's like $54,000. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. He's like, yep. So it is what it is, but we have an attorney. Check. Y'all. When it rains, it pours. I never would have thought in a million years when I documented this entire process of us building this house that this would be the story that I would be telling you about part two. Part two of building the house journey is the unexpected problems that arise, such as this. Did I ever think in a million years? No. Never saw it coming. Were there warning signs? Probably. Was I inexperienced? Absolutely. Had I ever done that before? No. Nope. We've built, this is our fourth house to build, and every single one of them has brought new challenges. So I don't care how many houses people build. You get a little bit of experience, but let me tell you what. This is a whole new level. Whole new level. Okay, I'm loving it. Loving it. Loving it. All right, let's do the green. Let's do the green next. Oh, this is going to be so great. Let's do the green next. Okay, so we failed the inspection. Today, the people came about the shed. We had to get a permit because it's over so many square feet. So our county requires a permit. So anyways, we applied for the permit. We got approval for the building to come. They brought the building. They dropped it off. And then I was like, okay, let me go ahead and schedule that inspection. And so I got a notice this morning that she was going to be coming, or he. Ended up being a she. But someone had said they were coming today. And they didn't give me a time frame. They just said it'll be sometime throughout the day, which, you know what that means. You have to be home all day. It's like when Ashley Furniture is going to bring you your new sofa or your dining room table, and they're like, do you want a delivery between like 8 and 3, or do you want your delivery between like 12 and 6? Which one is it? Like 8 and 3? Basically, I have to be home the whole day, right? Anyways, so I was here. She ended up showing up around 3. That was interesting. And I'm standing out back with the landscape people because they're here doing the whole, that whole other project. And she said, well, a couple things. And I was like, okay. I knew right then when she said, well, a couple things, that it was denied, failed inspection. She said, we really like to see them anchored down to the ground. Like that's a requirement. And she was like, well, yes. And I thought, okay, fine. I said, well, what do you recommend? She said, mobile home anchors will work fine. That'll be good. Mobile home anchors. Mobile home anchors. Okay. Don't know anything about that. We'll have to figure that one out. And then she said, do you have in your steps are not sufficient. And I was like, okay, well, we didn't know that we needed to have actual steps. So they don't tell you, oh, you need more than just a few blocks stacked to get in and out. No, you need to have a safety stair made. So we don't have any stairs. It's literally blocks stacked to get in and out, and they're a hazard. And it is not anchored down. So if the Wizard of Oz situation was to happen, the shed would be twirling in the sky, essentially. So we did not pass the inspection, nevertheless. I'm really sad about that. But it is what it is. So that was a failure. So you know what that cost? $100. $100 for them to tell me, no, you did not pass. You did not get to cross go. And no, you're not getting $200. In fact, you're paying us $100 of that. So now we have to anchor it to the ground like a mobile home. And we have to build stairs. We have to make stairs. You know what that means? No power. No, and no. Y'all, I keep getting distracted and not finishing what I'm doing. On another note, our yard's going to look really good. Our yard's going to look fantastic. Anywho, our shed is anchored down in the ground. I'm trying. You could not get liability insurance on your house because you did not have handrails. Oh, I wonder if they're going to make me do that. Y'all, it's not that far. Shouldn't the place you bought the shed from know all that? No, because each county is different, and they're we got the shed from Stormore Portable Buildings. Our local dealer is he's a dealer. He sets up, he's a representative. It's kind of like, a car dealership, I guess. So anyways, they don't know all the codes for every county or city or municipal area. And so it's really the homeowners or the purchaser's responsibility to know those things. So they put it on blocks, which, by the way, was my concern. They're going to be it needs to be on the blocks and not wedged with wood, which it is what it is. It's level. And now we have to find someone to come in and do mobile home anchors. They're straps, but now it needs to be anchored. And then we've got to whip us up some stairs. We got to whip us up some DIY stairs. I just never thought that that would be, it's not attached. So I really didn't think that the blocks would be a problem for a temporary. I said, well, we're going to build a deck, like a landing. And she was like, well, you're going to need to do that. Okay. So we did not pass. So really sad about that. Which means I'm going to continue to craft at this kitchen counter. They had no issues with being on blocks, considering, same for my shed. An issue with it being on blocks? No. No, the blocks are fine. The tie downs is what matters most, according to her. It's sitting on the blocks, just raises it up. It keeps it level, and then it allows airflow. The anchors are what holds it to the ground. If there was like, because it's off the ground, you've got that where the wind can pass through and like it can blow it over. And y'all, we get hurricanes. Not a lot, but we get hurricanes. We get really strong storms. It's not uncommon. So I can understand being in the coastal area, even though we're inland. Putting your steps, have a handrail. Yes, I am 100% aware of that. I am considering all of the things so that I am overly prepared. I mean, can they fail me if we have a handrail? No. No, they cannot. So it is what it is. Y'all, this like, do you see how cute this is? It is so Eastery and fun. And I have sat here and colored and chatted and told y'all a million different things while we've done it. And we're getting close to the end. I did spend a good 30 minutes just yapping in the beginning. That's what I'm saying. When I'm not here for a few days, y'all, stuff's going on. There's stuff going on. And I'll try to catch you up. So I'm going to do the blue. The blue on these two. I feel like it's going to look funny, but I think it'll be okay. Maybe do blue beads around. I don't know. Oh, thank you. You guys are like the best to keep me company. I know it's getting late. I was truly going to be here on Sunday. I was. I promise you I was. I said I was, and I don't like to like not show up. Because I know many of you guys are waiting on like different tutorials and stuff, and my goal is to do all of those things. That's my goal. But I have a lot of other things on my to-do list that I have to do them. Y'all, if we don't do this yard in the spring, it's going to be so hot. We don't want our, we're getting sod. It's called Empire. What's it called? Empire. Sod. What is it called? It's like a... Zoisa? I don't even know how to say it. Zoysia. Zoysia. Empire Zoysia. Zoysia. Zoisa. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But it is drought tolerant and hang on. What was the... It is drought tolerant grass. Hang on. Hang on. They say it's kind of like a turf grass. Zoysia. Do you ask about damage from chlorine? Zoysia? Kind of pronounce Zoysia. That is not what I thought. Zoysia. Y'all. We're going to call it the Empire Z. We're going to call it the Empire Z because I can't figure out how to say it. And so I'm not going to challenge myself with that any further. So we're getting that Empire Z grass. And we did that in the backyard because that's where the kids are going to be playing. The grandchildren, of course. And we also have a lot of like heat, warm, drying days, like our weather. And so we wanted to be super like cautious of that. So its coastal proximity is usually damaging to lawns due to salt spray, pulling water out of the ground, medium, and sand not because capable of absorbing so much water. Turf grass is very tolerant to salt spray and bass root. Structure helps keep the grass capture more fresh water from the sand. So all of our backyard we've had truckloads of sand brought in. I have never seen so much sand in all of my life, except for at the beach. So there's a lot of sand in the backyard right about now. And they have built it up in some areas this much and some areas like this much. So it's going to go on really good soil. We will have our lawn guy do his thing with it. The landscape guy is bringing us palm tree food tomorrow. So we're getting palm tree food. Empire Z is a drought-tolerant grass that will go dormant and turn brown, but will green back up once you add water when preparing your seed, bed, or yard. Be sure to keep it moist like any other grass, and the soil pH level should be around 5.8 to 6.5. The growing season is from April to July, early summer. The grass is a warmer season grass, meaning it flourishes in the hot summer months when soil temperatures reach 75 to 80 degrees. It is a perfect time to start thinking about installing this sod in your yard. It just tells you like the watering schedule, fertilizing it, mowing it, sod and weed control, so on and so forth. And from the photos, it looks really, really nice. We have St. Augustine in the front yard and it's okay. It's okay. I'm hoping that I like this grass much better. Anyways. Anywho. It dies off in the winter. I think all our grass up front it also dies off. It turns brown and it'll come back. It's not going to stay green like all year, but it is supposed to be more tolerant. Do you think I will love this grass? I hope so. I really hope so. He said it was a really easy grass to have and maintain. And I think that the drought and the heat tolerance was really a winning point for me. Y'all, this egg is so cute. This egg is so stinking adorable. Absolutely adorable. I'm just going to go around the green with a little bit of blue. Just to add a little touch of something along the middle. Give it a little character. So fun. I'm gonna go around the outer edge with the blue. I don't know if it's gonna be really cute or not, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Because I feel like it could be cute. And the further I go around, the wider my line gets. But look at how, like, we have literally colored, I have colored this while we've talked about so many things tonight. And then we just have to paint our Easter, like our happy Easter word. And I'll probably do the beads on this maybe some other time. If I don't do it, I probably won't do it, but it's a great idea. All right. I mean, how cute. How absolutely adorable. Okay. I also think I could do some white, like white around the inner part of this, just to add a little, just a little. It's gonna probably disappear. Go over it one more time. It's not nearly as pigmented as it was before. This is cute. Yeah, this is just adding details. Kind of has like an 80s vibe. Or 70s. All right, let's see here. Let's do Happy Easter goes on here. I'm thinking, okay, I could do it like this. We could turn it. We could put it down here like this. We can put a bow. I was gonna do it this gray. I used all the colors I picked. What color should we use? What color should we use? Oh, how to get my white to work? Pull this out. Like, you can pull this out. And I sprayed water in there. And then I shook it up really good. I shook it up real good. Okay, let me see. Let me see what we got here. Okay. If I'm feeling Eastery, there's a lot of green. Everyone's saying blue or purple. This is a darker blue. I mean, the purple could be cute. I'm gonna swatch some. Let me swatch some things really quick. White or blue? A dark blue. I was thinking a dark blue too. Everyone's saying white. I was thinking white too. There's a dark blue, which I feel like that blue on there, it just kind of clashes. I don't know how I feel about it. We've got a dark purple. Now the dark purple wouldn't be too bad, but there's already a lot of purple. I do kind of like the white idea, but I feel like it might get lost unless I do like an outline of a darker to make it more prominent. I don't really know. So, let's do... The blue I used in the egg is it's a really light blue. How about orange? I don't know how I feel about orange. Like, I don't know how I feel about orange. This would be the only kind of color. I'm feeling like it needs to be a darker color. I definitely feel like it needs to be a darker color. I'm gonna go with a blue. I'm gonna go with a blue. Not that blue. Definitely not that blue. I'm gonna go with blue. I'm gonna go with a blue. My other option was the gray. Which I kind of like the gray. There's also, that's a brownish, that's a weird brown. That's just a weird brown. White with the dark blue edges. How about the mint? There's already a lot of green happening. I'm going to do this, y'all. Listen, it's just paint. And I'm going to sand it anyways. So it's going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely 100% fine. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going clearly to make a decision, okay? Make a decision. I'm going to do the blue. I'm going to sand it. It's going to be fine. I cannot overthink a project when it's as simple as painting over it. I used to do, I would not complete something. I would not be able to make a decision. I would overthink it. And then I just started, okay, make an executive decision. Just make a decision. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Make the decision. And so I'm going with blue. If it turns out terrible, it'll be okay. You guys will see if it's going to be terrible or not. And you can decide if you also want yours to be terrible. It's fine. We can sand it. We can wash it. We could do so many different things. And so I know that I have options. I know I want the word Happy Easter not to blend in with all the busy patterns. So I definitely didn't want to do the same color we'd already done. Because if my first choice probably would have been either the purple or the pink. Because I feel like the pink is really cute too. And it's kind of Eastery. This is a little bit darker. But I think I can tone it down. I think it'll be okay. And you're about to see what happens next. And we're going to figure out how awful it's going to be. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't look bad at all. It actually looks really good. So I'm actually happy with my choice. Which y'all said blue, so I did blue. it's going to be a-okay. There's our Easter. Let's do our happy. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a sander to it. I was thinking about adding a bow. I haven't really decided on that one yet because it's already got a busy pattern. But a cute little bow would be really nice. Well, nevertheless, y'all, I just appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. If you got this door hanger, last I checked, we only had like 20 of these left. We cut a good few. We're caught up on our shipping, so we're shipping fairly quickly. We're not too far behind. So I know during the fourth quarter, y'all, shipping just gets so far behind for almost everyone during the fourth quarter. And that's just the time of year. It's the busiest shipping time of the year. It's the busiest season. And so it took us almost all of January just to catch up on our end of year sale, which was absolutely insane. But sometimes some of our orders are shipping like the next day. It really depends on what you ordered. It really does. So we have about, I think we have like 20 of these. Maybe we're probably not going to cut any more because we're already cutting other seasons. So if you want to get this one, have your door match mine. I did put the link in the description. Now this is actually really cute. I'm actually happy with the color choice. I think it's really cute. All right, let's sand. Well, first of all, let's put our markers up. That is definitely adorable. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was not sure, but I'm sure now. All right, let's put this tray in this one. Y'all, these are all mixed up. Don't order your markers based on what you see in my box because these do not match. They're all mixed up. You love the colors? Thank you. All right, let's put, where's the lid? Oh, there it is. All right. So I did use both of these boxes. There are two different ones and they're mixed. Like I said, I'm going to sand this really quick. Let's go ahead and do our word. Not this one. Y'all, Ivor was cracking me up last night with her sanding, like finding her sandpaper. She was really funny. I was very, very, very proud of her. So in the laundry room, I have my paint like in this little section and I pick her up, I sit her on the thing, and then she looks through all the colors and she picks her own colors. And she said she wanted all of her colors to match. And I said, oh. And I said, well, honey, I think you need to do different colors. And she said, I am. So she said, she was talking about the shades, and I said, well, those shades are called pastels. And she said, well, I love pastels. And then when I asked her what she wanted to do her unicorn, and she told me she wanted her unicorn to be silver, I was like, that was predictable. Very predictable for Little Miss Thing there. But she did really good. She gets a little, I don't want to say delirious, but she gets a little looped whenever it's time for her to get ready for bed. And she just, usually kids will like kind of calm down. No, she gets a little, she does the hype and then the drop. I think she fell asleep on the way home too. I am very glad that I did that color. I do want to add a little bit more sanding to this right here though. Look at how cute this is. Avery's unicorn. If you put dark blue around the edge of the egg. Oh, yes. Well, let's all remember Avery has been crafting with all of us since she was born. She has been baby crafting, toddler crafting, little girl crafting. I'm going to sand this and see what happens. Not with this one. Y'all see that these markers are just like paint. Like, it ain't going nowhere. And this is 80 grit. I did one coat. Now, the white border is regular paint. Like, I used acrylic paint. But this right here, she's going to be a professional. She said she was an expert. She did. She said she was an expert. I like it. So super festive. It's very fun. All right, give me just a second. Let me look for something really quick. I think I have some right here. Okay, well, that is empty. I have some ribbon. Yo, these are all my bags stuffed over here. Okay, let me see. I have this. Hang on. Well, this is just rolling out. Like. I have this like burlap. I just don't know if I want to do that. I feel like I should paint it. Let me see. Okay, this has got pine cones on it. It did have pine cones on it. Now, let me see what I can think of. I could do us a little, I don't know if I love that. I'm just going to cut 2 pieces just so I can see how it looks. I don't know that I'll do this. We shall see. These are my decent scissors. Say a prayer. Grass on the bottom like it's sitting on a nest. I feel like, give me a second. I'm gonna turn on my hot glue gun if I'm gonna do that. Do these come off? They do. To like cover up the connection point. Let's just see. I'm gonna go ahead and plug my glue gun in just like I'm gonna use it. Y'all, do you see this? My cord is like, maybe it's supposed to be that way. I don't know, but it's got that weirdness. Let me plug this in. Let me plug this. Let me throw it over. Sorry. Let me plug it in. I feel like we can make this work. Let's see what we can come up with. I got my glue gun ready. And I'm pretty sure I just broke my nail. I did a little bit. Jelly beans would be cute. This is a wood cutout that we cut. All of my, here, let me just be honest. All of my seasonal stuff is in storage. Some of it is at the warehouse. Most of my stuff, like all of my craft stuff that was in my shed at the other place, at the other house before we sold it. Some of it is at the warehouse, but most of the seasonal things, like all of my Easter stuff in the Easter totes, like all the holidays are all in storage. They're all stacked in storage, and I have not gone to get them since we put the stuff in there. So I'm literally using what I have on hand and maybe the things that I go pick up. So all of my Easter stuff is in storage. So if you're asking about certain things, do I have it? No, I don't. But that's okay. It's okay. And just snap that. So the goal is to create this at the bottom and then cover the connection with these other little like pieces. Just to kind of like cover it and fill it in. And then I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do a bow. I want to do a bow. Got on late. My grandma is not doing, she's not doing very good. I don't have a bow maker either, so. I feel like beads would be cuter. Beads would be cuter, but I don't have those here either. Y'all, it is what it is. Okay, how many is that? How many loops? It's 2 loops. I think I just want to do one loop bow. Let's just do one loop bow. I'm entirely too overwhelmed by the too many. Not really much into wreath making or bow making. So let's just go with what we know. I think I can manage that. Let's go with what we're comfortable with. And I'm gonna dab a little bit of paint. Damon can help. Listen, I've taken Damon's classes. I have done all the things. I just don't do it every day. Like, it's not muscle memory. Like, he's not a painter and I'm not a bow maker. So I completely get it. I completely get it. Let's take our brush and some water. And we're going to go over, I'm going to paint the ribbon. Just a little bit. It'll be fine. Not the whole thing. I'm just giving it a dusting. It's not really dusting, it's a coating, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, let me dry this really quick. It's gonna be cute. That is what I do know. And the rug, the door hanger will match the rug. Sort of. Put on a Damon signal like the Batman signal. I mean, hello, Cheryl. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, thank you, Diana. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, here's the thing. It has to be super scary for her. You know, it just has to be super, like, she's there, she's in pain. Y'all, she has a fractured pelvis. She has a busted arm. Like, it is bad. She was laying on her arm. So you know how, like, when you fall and you're like there and you have like older skin, your skin starts to get thin. And so when the paramedics like flipped her, it's like she, instead of like getting a rug burn, it was like a floor burn, but it just peeled her skin. Like, I know that sounds kind of gruesome, but I don't know how else to explain it to y'all. That it was not necessarily, it was a byproduct of them trying to help her. And it just happened. You know, it is what it is. I can't imagine how painful it is. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you. If y'all missed the beginning of my video, I spent a good 30 minutes talking about, like, being overwhelmed, focusing on what we can control, and just trying to have a positive outlook, and being empathetic and sympathizing with someone. And, you know, your skin is getting like that. My skin is not like that yet, but I do bruise super easy. I have factor 5, and so I'm not on blood thinners yet, but they did tell me that doesn't mean that I won't be on them in the future. So right now I'm not on blood thinners. I need to paint the inside part of this, just like this middle portion. But sometimes when you go on blood thinners, you can have issues with like bruising, things like that. So it is what it is. But you know, it's like one of the reasons why I quit smoking. I went and had like a bunch of like labs done and stuff like that. And it's just like, I had to make changes. Now, granted, we're trying to figure out like weight issues, thyroid. I'm like borderline on a lot of things. So it's like, you're kind of too borderline. It's the trial and error. I have wood beads, Becky. They're just at the warehouse. Thank you, though. That's very sweet of you. The size of half wood beads that I need, they're not here. They're at the warehouse. You're on blood thinners. Well, y'all, it is what it is. It's a little challenging. All right, so I'm going to make this just a tad bit smaller than it was. Let's just go a tad bit smaller. Try to make them about even. Go more centered. Pull the bow. I have some twine to tie this. Scissors. I'm like, where are the scissors? It's gonna be cute. So super cute. Let me tie it. And then let me wrap it around a couple times. Create that little middle part. And then let's go around this way. And then let's tie it on the back side again. And okay. Gosh, I shouldn't have cut the metal. These are like brand new scissors. I do that every time. I ruin every pair of scissors that I have. All right, my glue is heated up. We've got us a Happy Easter bow at the top. We could do us a bow at the bottom. I don't really know how I feel about it. I feel like I like the bow at the top. I'm just gonna see what it looks like. I really like the bow at the top, but I kind of like the grass at the bottom idea too. Bow at the top. Grass at the bottom. I feel like I like it at the top, personally. Okay, y'all pick your own spots where you want to put the stuff. I'm going to go with what I want to do, and so I'm just going to put it at the top. I'm going to, like, it's a cute idea. Loved that. But now that I'm kind of, like, putting it together, I feel like I really just like it at the top. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. Let me glue on my letters. I'm going to glue this on. Now, I'm going to make sure that I glue this really good because this is going to be outside on my door. And I have not had a single problem putting any of my wood cutouts that I've painted on my door. And we do have rain that gets on them often. I will say that I don't put a top coat on. I don't seal it. I don't do anything like that. I don't know why. I don't like it, so I don't do it. And I never have an issue. Like, I will show you the truck on my laundry door here in just a second. Actually, let me go get it really quick. I'll show you in the light. We use that door a lot. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. It's been rained on. It doesn't have any water drips. It doesn't have any issues. This is the back. I don't have any swelling. I have a little bit of wear on this knot right here because it does have movement because we open and close the door. You can see a little bit right here along the edge where this brown edge has started to drip just a little on the back side. This is how it looks. And this has been hanging on the laundry door where when we get rain and wind, this thing is getting rained on, wet. The bows have even really done pretty decent. I think we had a super mega storm come through and I did pull it off the door, but for the most part, I forget. I don't pay any attention. This is what the bottom of it looks like. There's no separation. And I don't usually take my glue all the way to the edge. Nothing's lifting. Nothing's expanded. I don't have any issues. So, a lot of people like to put like the wood door hangers on their doors. I just feel like it's like I've tried it and I don't have a problem. Okay. So this was our mega love truck. We did this for Valentine's. This is what I had on my door. And now I'm going to put this wreath on there, or this egg. So I really have glued all my letters, so I don't have any issues. And I'm just using the stick fast. I'm not using wood glue. I'm not using anything fancy. And no, I did not coat that. I didn't put a top coat on. I didn't put a water sealer. I didn't do anything. I just put paint. I painted it, and that is it. And we've done that to several of our projects where we just paint them and add them to our door. And so this one will be no different. This one is going to be no different. My happy is a little crooked, and that is okay. Whoops. Try to compensate it with the Easter. It is what it is. All right, so there's my bow. All right, I'm gonna cut this just a smidge. Just a smidge. Just a couple little tails. All right, and I'm going to glue these up here with my hot glue. I will add that bow back momentarily. I'm just gonna take these, glue them kind of to each other. Get them somewhat secure. Find the meeting point. do I feel like one side has got a little bit more than the other? There we go. Just need it spread out a little. Okay. Now I'm gonna glue them to my, now this is where I'm gonna use hot glue, and I'm gonna use the stick fast, because that hot glue will, the hot glue will detach in the heat of the sun. And so I am going to use both. It kind of looks like the carrot sprays. It's really cute. Oh, this is gonna be cute. Okay, let me add this one in there. Just an extra little piece for this side. All right, and then I'm gonna add my bow. To, I like this side of the bow is a little bit, I'll cut it down just a smidge. Okay. I really like our bow. It needs to be shorter. I'm gonna kind of make it stumpy. Like a little chunky on there. All right, let's add some glue and stick our bow in the middle. Not overthink it. And then we're gonna add a little green up under here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull these pieces off and add them wherever I want to add them. This so happened to be here, sitting here from some other project that I was doing. How does that go? It's this one right here. I'm trying to remember which one it was that I pulled off. It's this one. All right, up under. Oh. And then I'm gonna add some at the top. Kind of see what's happening here. Let's add just a little up here to the top. Just to kind of make it feel a little more fuller at the top. Which one did I just use? I think I used this one. And I trimmed it down. Yeah, I trimmed off that part of the top. Okay. That matches. All right, let's stick this in there. Just like so. And then let's do, y'all got ribbon stuck to my glue gun. Not surprised. Did I drop a piece? What did I do with it? Hang on. I've misplaced a piece that I just completely chopped off. And I want to stick it in the glue. There we go. I'm just filling in the top sprigs. I've got glue kind of going, like, I despise glue strings. I feel like this side is still fuller and I need to put a little something over on this corner. Let's stick this in there. Why not? And then we'll add our hanger as well. Much better. It's gonna look better on the door. So I was trying to create like a little like green little bursty behind there. I think it's cute. Okay, so if you don't like the bow, don't add a bow. You can do whatever you want. Of course, you know I added a bow. All right, now I'm gonna do the hanger, which is wired. It's this wired jute. And this is fun because I'm gonna use my really crappy scissors now to cut it. All right, going to try to glue this end so it doesn't fray. And I do not have a glue finger, so this should be interesting. And then do this end, this end. I'm happy with it. Oh, there's that piece. I was like, where's that piece? All right, this is gonna go into, sorry, I need to go in the front to the back. And push it through the hole. Oh shoot. My glue is still wet. This is wired, so this is going to be really interesting. And then we're going to go through this other side over here. I probably should have added this before and I didn't. So now it's kind of challenging. I have too much glue on there. Okay. We got this. There we go. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. And then I'm just gonna loop the back around. I'm just gonna loop it around. Kind of like that. I don't foresee it coming out, so I'm just gonna loop it into a knot. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. And I'm just using this little tool here. I just see something, I'm grabbing it. Oh, I think I can make that work. So I'm just wrapping it around. And twist it a little bit tighter. And then pull it out. And then you can glue these balls. It also protects like your door if you have glass to have like a little cushiony spot here. And now we have our little hanger. It's cute. It's really adorable. Okay, I'm gonna go hang it. Let's go see what it looks like. Let's go see. I messed up my bow. What's new? It's fine. Oh gosh. Oh goodness gracious. Hold on, y'all. This is what it looks like. I've messed up my bow, but I can fix it tomorrow. Like, I messed it up trying to put my my hanger on, but that's okay. I do like the Happy Easter and how bright that blue was a good idea. And I love it's kind of pastel. So in case y'all didn't see it, right here, we got the egg mat. Now we've got our door hanger. So now we have our cute little Happy Easter. We're cleaning rugs and carpet, so that's been interesting. So there's our Happy Easter. I'll take a picture tomorrow. It's kind of dark, but this is how it turned out. And then I'll fix my bow tomorrow and make it look a little bit better. Yeah, it's cold outside for sure. But I think it's going to be good. I think it's good. I think it's great. This is what it looks like from the back. See what I was saying? Like, I didn't paint the back of it. No one really comes and checks any of this stuff. So I really don't care that the back isn't finished. If you care, please paint the back of yours. But see how this is my door. I tried a lot of different adhesives and they just didn't want to stick. So I stuck a nail in here. It's just a nail. It's nothing fancy. And then it's got that little ball on there. I probably could have put one down here where it hits the wood. But I think it's cute. It's not super duper mega large. And yes, I know my door squeaks. We need to get that done, but it's all good. It's all good. And there's our mat. And there's our door hanger. Super cute. So super cute. I did put the bunnies back on the tier tray. I want to show you guys. Look, look. Look how cute. That stuff has to go back, but yeah, this whole rug had to get shampooed. The lights are still out there twinkling. We washed the table today. We washed the chairs. Everything over here got cleaned. The windows, like this whole dining area got cleaned today. It was in dire need. So yeah, I put the bunnies back on the tier tray. And then over here, I had to glue my greenhouse back on. So this one fell off. I had to glue it back on, so it's sitting here. I need to put it back up. But I put our little leprechaun right here. Our Twyla. Little Twyla. If you guys missed it, we did Twyla while we were gone at the mastermind. Twyla is up there. Bunny boy, bunny girl. So we got a mix of like Easter / St. Patrick's Day. And the houses are going to go in that spot right there. Spring is over there. And then all this stuff is still sitting here because I haven't done anything with it. And then Mike, this guy is hanging out with Mike right there. We've got our clover that we did together. Our church back there. And then I put our little flowers with our little church. We got flowers up there. We've got our cute little cottage, which y'all, I have a cute little flower shop coming soon. I'm working on it. I just have to finish. I have to get it glued together and test fit. Yeah, this stuff is all got to get put away. But y'all, I mix things and I don't care that it doesn't make sense to people. Live your best life. Do you. I love to walk over here and like look at all the things, and the girls love to come and see all the, the new things. Oh, you added flowers, Lolly. Oh, I love your church painting, Lolly. They enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's probably not for everyone. That's okay. You should not put Easter with St. Patrick's Day. Why not? There's no rules. You could do what you want. But it's all fun. It's all fun. It's all fun. I don't care. I love it. Makes me happy. Makes me so happy inside. So, y'all, we did the egg. It's on the door. It's cute. We're going to retire the truck for next year. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We're going to play it by ear how it goes tomorrow. If I come and do a project in the evening, we might do something during the day. They're coming to bring sod tomorrow. So I don't really truly know what my day is going to look like. I need to go to work and get some stuff done, but I've been working from home. And then, oh shoot, I was going to show you guys. So we're going to unplug this glue gun really quick. Let me go show you. You probably can't see it, but I'm going to try to show you anyways. I'm going to turn this light on. What light is that? What light is that? I don't know what light that is. Hang on. I feel like there's a special light that goes outside. Nope. Oh, there it is. Ha! Figured it out. They started bringing in the sand, and oh, the pool light's on too. Let me show you. So they've built all of this up and raised it up, and they've started going all the way around the bounce house. We've started cutting the things off of the palms. So all of this is new sand. We have our drive that comes in right there. It's dark. I'll probably have to show you tomorrow. That shed is getting moved because now that the drive is poured, we can't open the doors. So that's got to get moved. All of the sand is in place. So again, it goes to the edge of the house, and it's going to go all the way over to the very back of the fence. All of this will be grass. Okay. Oh, the light just came on. It's already around the trees. They started to grade it. So it's been eroding really bad. So this will eventually get graded. They keep driving the tractor through here because we have to get all of that. I'll have to show you in the day when you can see. We're putting topsoil along that fence line in an L shape so that we can do our own garden. And so the sod will go all the way across to the end of here. So this is our patio. So it'll go straight to the fence. It'll stop and then it'll come 15 feet off this corner and then it will be topsoil garden all the way across that fence line. All of this will be grass and then they've already started digging all of this up to fix that problem. So the fence is going to get pulled up. It's going to get redone. It's going to have a little bit of a grade to it because we have so much water that stands over there, but we're trying to get water away from the house. We have our tankless water heater over there. We've got like power sources. It's just not a good drainage situation. And so that has to happen. And then y'all look how fantastic the pool is. It's 52 degrees. We have kept this. I have not, my mother-in-law has. She has kept this pool in tip-top shape all winter. It is so fantastic. So when I tell you we are so ready for the backyard, like the whole house project will almost be done. With the exception of the things that the builder did not finish. Pool, check. Landscape, check. Drive, check. It will all be done. And then all of my obligations to this home, with the exception of the interior problems, are all completed projects. It's so much. So we couldn't do a lot of this stuff until we sold our other house because all of our money was sitting in the other house. So we sold our other house last year. We put money in savings. We allocated money from the profit of our house to certain projects for the house. And so the pool was number one. We financed the pool initially, and then we paid the pool off. Check. That was like we only have our mortgage and we only have our truck payment. I did not want to be making a pool payment, but I knew that we've been on the waiting list for a year. And so we didn't close on the house until the end of July. So for me, I was like, okay, it's just a couple months that we have to make a pool payment. It wasn't that expensive, but for some, maybe it is. And so I was like, 2 months. We just got to pay it for 2 months. And then we closed on our house. We made the profit from our home. And then we paid the pool off. Okay. So that was checked off the list. So the pool did not get done until I want to say it was like mid-June, right around there. It was mid-June. It was the middle of summer. We were really busy during the fall, so we did not plan to do the landscape project in the fall. We were like, let's do it in the spring. So we put off the backyard project until this year. So we got on the schedule for them to come and do the backyard. So for us in Georgia, some of y'all have snow. We're in the crossover between it's freaking cold outside and then it's 82 degrees in the afternoon. Like it's weird seasons here. So we wanted to go ahead and before it gets super rainy, super hot, super busy for the seasons, I wanted to go ahead, even though it's February, and get this project done. Because now we have March, we have April, It's going to start to establish itself before the horrid heat. And it was just the planning of things. So the timing is not good, but it is what it is. But now it will be done. Praise the Lord, it will be done. So, yeah, it's been a long time coming. We did a little bit of grass and we built the house, just enough for the pool to come. Then once the pool was done, then we're going to finish the rest of it. So I'm just going to be so thankful and glad when this whole project is completed, because it has felt, I've told y'all a million times, I feel like I've not settled into this house because it feels unfinished. It feels like we're in the middle of something. It feels like I have a clock on the wall. I have a clock on the wall. That's it. I've decorated shelves. I've put things around. We live in this house, but there is not a single thing hung on the wall. There is, other than that daggone clock. That's it. And it's that sense of feeling like it's just not finished. And so I'm a person of like structure and stability. I am very anchored by those things. And when I feel like something's unfinished, it's incomplete. And I can't settle into that. So it's just a thing. It is what it is. And we'll get past it. But we're not doing any of these projects because we have open issues with our home builder. And I'm not going to do his job for him. So I'm going to stay in this house and I'm going to dig my heels in and I'm going to be super patient and we will figure it out. And he will either fix it or someone else will. But that's the frustrating part of it. So on to the next thing. We'll just decorate around it. It's okay. I'm okay with it. And it'll be fine. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for visiting. Thank you for praying for my grandma. Thanks for watching all the things, liking all the stuff. I really have missed you guys. I feel sometimes like there's just not enough time in the day to be present, and I have to be present elsewhere. But when we get to visit, we spend a lot of time together. And so I do value your time and I appreciate you so much. And tomorrow I will try to come and I'll try to show you the progress. People are nosy or people are working on their own projects. You would not believe how many people have put in a pool. You would not believe how many people have built a house, paved their driveway, done certain projects, and so not everyone's going to do the things. Some people just want to see the process and they just want to be a part of it. And some people just don't care. But if you want to be a part of it, I will show you guys what's going on, the good, the bad, the ugly. But this is it. And I'm going to jump off. I'm going to take pictures. I'll post them. I love the picture taking parts. I just really do. I love the picture taking process. It's just all of it. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. If you want to get the Easter egg, the Happy Easter door hanger, I did put a link in the description. It's on sale. I think it's on sale for weekly deals. I'm not sure. Y'all, I'm not really sure. I think it's on sale. I could be wrong though. But nevertheless, y'all be inspired. Enjoy your Wednesday, and I will see you guys next time.